going on, guys? My name is David. I'm coming at you guys with the brand new LEGO Ninjago video. Before we do get started with today's awesome LEGO Ninjago Season 8 news, I would like to shout out to the notification squad, and today's shout out goes to TFOL Bricks. Thank you so much for being a part of the R&D notification squad, and if you guys want to get featured in a future video, all you have to do is hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below telling me that you guys are a part of the R&D notification squad, and send me a picture via Twitter or my email. All those links are going to be down in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive into today's awesome video. So a couple of hours ago today, the LEGO Ninjago Sons of Garmadon Ninjago 2018 sets were leaked, which I thought was really interesting and kind of hit me by surprise because I didn't expect anybody to reveal anything today, but you know, I guess that's just how it is. It's you by surprise, so you might as well cover it. Someone got their hands on the 2018 LEGO set catalog, and these sets were actually in there, which I thought was really interesting because that means that Season 8 is probably going to release towards the beginning of 2018 and not towards the middle like we all speculated, which I think is good news because I really want Season 8 to come out soon. It looks like a really promising season. If you guys want to check out my thoughts on the Season 8 Comic-Con clip, of course, there's going to be a link down in the description below, so you guys can, of course, check that out. But overall, I do think this is going to be a really interesting season, and I really anticipate what they're going to be doing here. But in this catalog, they do actually have like a lot of Sons of Garmadon information, so I'm going to be having a lot of videos for you guys covering all the stuff that's going on. So do not worry, guys. I'm going to keep you guys informed, and this is not really going to be like, you know, an in-depth analysis of like step-by-step, stud-by-stud of all these sets. You know, if you guys are looking for that kind of video, this is not the place to be. This is going to kind of be a chill, laid-back video of me talking about my opinions and thoughts on these sets. And if you guys are wondering why you aren't seeing any of the sets on the screen right now, that's because LEGO has a really strict copyright policy, and if I were to show these set images in the video, they'd take it down and none of you guys would know that these sets would be out. So I'm going to have a link down in the description below so you guys can, of course, follow along while I'm talking about these sets and give you guys my opinions and thoughts, and you guys can, of course, formulate your own thoughts and opinions while listening to my own. So without further ado, I think we might as well dive into some of these LEGO Ninjago 2018 Sons of Garmadon sets. And as you guys can see, well, if you guys, of course, are looking along, if you guys aren't, then, of course, just listen to my audio. But there are 6 sets, which means this isn't really that grand of a wave. It's not really too big. You just get 6 basic sets. And it's a really interesting wave, in my opinion. It's really motorcycle focused, what I have to say. Really motorcycle focused. I don't know why there are so many like bikes and motorcycles in this wave, but it kind of is like heavily focused on vehicles. You only get 2 like, I guess, land-based sets from what I can see, because these images are like really blurry, really terrible. I don't know why anybody that leaks stuff like takes the worst images ever. Like, you can't see anything. I can't tell you guys the set number, can't tell you guys really the set price or how many minifigures are in that set because everything really isn't that clear. But I'm going to try to give you guys the best information as possible. I've tried like multiple times to enhance these images and zoom into them, you know, kind of clear them up a little bit, make them a little bit more crisp. I can't really do that, unfortunately. The video quality, or I guess the picture quality, is just a little bit too bad. But I guess it's, you know, better than nothing. So the first set that we have here I'm going to be talking about is the actual biggest one itself. It's kind of like this, I guess, Airjitsu Temple replica. That's what I like to call it. But I actually think it's a little bit more interesting because the Airjitsu Temple, you know, it looked like a really cool building, and inside there wasn't really too much to do. I do actually have that set myself, so of course that's, you know, my own thoughts and opinions. I do believe that I actually never released a review on that set. I just made a speed build, which is, I guess, kind of silly of me because I really should have reviewed that set. But nevertheless, this set right here kind of follows that same design, kind of follows that same architecture, you know, the Asian architecture that Ninjago is most famous for. I'm actually really liking it because it's kind of like throwing back kind of the 2011 Ninjago sets that when Ninjago first released, you know. That's kind of the nostalgic point for me and a couple other Ninjago fans, the 1 or 2 or 3 of you out there that have stuck from 2011. If you guys actually did stick from 2011 for Ninjago, comment down below. I'd actually really like to see and know how many of you guys are actually out there. But I honestly do like this set a lot. It kind of reminds me of the golden ages of Ninjago, you know, the architecture and all that stuff. And what really interests me in is in the bottom, actually. There's like this cavern or this cave and it's like under this house hut building. And I think it's going to be probably a little bit shorter than the actual Air-Jutsu Temple itself, but it's probably going to be as big as one of those towers, which I think is interesting. And from what I can see, I believe there are 4 minifigures only included in the set. There's Lloyd, I think, and there are 2 villains, I think, again, and of course, I think there's also Cole down there. Can't really see anything, but there's like this bridge with like stepping stones. I guess this is supposed to be on a waterfall, but it kind of looks like there's a lava pit inside the actual cavern itself, which is really weird. And I really do like how they're using all these rock pieces. I do think I see some Lego burps there, but I mean, I don't really mind those pieces too often. And overall, I do think it's kind of going to be that Tiger Widow Island style of set, except just like really, really bigger, because the Tiger Widow Island, of course, it had that hut, but then also had the cavern, but it was a really like thin set, really, there wasn't really any like play space at all. It was like long, but it really wasn't that wide from the side. So I'm actually really liking this, and I think this is something that, if Season 8 does turn out like really well, this is something that a lot of Ninjago fans should get. Just based on the set alone, I say it's probably one of the most interesting sets that we've gotten so far, just because of the entire architecture and all that stuff. I'm really interested to see what location that is in Ninjago. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the first and largest set. Moving down, we have this kind of like Kai water ski jet thing. I have no idea what that is, but it's probably going to be like a $10 set. Comes with 2 minifigures, I believe. One of them is going to be like one of those biker guys, and then the other one is probably going to be Kai, I'm assuming, from that red boat. And, you know, it kind of, is that even a boat? I don't even know, to be honest. Like, camera quality is so bad for this image, but I'm assuming that this is a boat, and that the villain, which is going to be one of the Sons of Garmadon, is on this bike thing. I don't know if it's going to be the main villain. I'm not really thinking it will be, but of course we can only wait and see. But nothing really too special about this set. Kind of reminds me of the, I believe in the Tournament of Elements, or maybe the Hands of Time, I forget which one. There's some kind of like jet ski Kai poly bag, I forget. But I swear there was some kind of jet ski Kai poly bag out there. Kind of reminds me of that as well. Moving on to the bottom right, we actually do get another set, which I believe comes with 3 minifigures. One of them is Zane, actually, which is interesting. He gets his own bike. And then, of course, you do also get the other Sons of Garmadon. I don't know who that is, but it's on the other style of bike. I don't know what bike that is, because there are just so many villain bikes in this wave. I think there's like 3, which I guess is okay, because I guess they're going for like a biker gang. Actually, there's 4. I just noticed there's like a 4th one kind of in the distance there, in another set. But there's like an entire bike overload. I'm not really complaining, to be honest. I guess I like Ninjago bikes, but there's just like such an excessive, I guess, spotlight on them in this wave. But the 2 bikes look okay. Nothing really too crazy, nothing really too normal at the same time. It's, you know, kind of that median that Ninjago likes to take, of course, with those sets. I do think, though, that this is going to be a really cool set for me, just because I do like Zane, and he's my favorite ninja, and there's some kind of, like, build off to the side. It kind of looks like some kind of carnivorous plant, like a Venus flytrap. I honestly don't know. It kind of looks like a little build, a little pedestal for one of the Oni masks. I'm going to be having a theory video on that later on during the week, because we actually did receive the final, I mean not the final, but the actual official name for these masks, as you guys can see from the image. It says Battle for the Sons of Garmadon for the Oni masks, so we're going to have that, I believe, in this set. And I think that's attached to a minifigure. I'm not too sure. If not, it's probably just going to be like a $30 set, maybe $25 if we're lucky, but most likely $30, $29.99 in the United States. And it comes with 2 minifigures, I believe. Maybe, I hope that they're going to include that 3rd minifigure, because that's going to be a really good price, I guess, for 3 minifigures and those 2 bikes, but we can only wait and see. Oh my goodness. And then on the bottom, on the actual right-hand page, we do get a huge bike. This is really big, and it looks like we're actually going to be getting a brand new Ninjago Big Fig. which I find really weird because it looks weird itself. It's like this white figure with like a mix of black and like a golden head and like horns coming out of itself. It looks like some kind of like demon, honestly. I don't know what this thing is, but it's really like piquing my interest so much. It comes with like this club and it's on this huge demonic kind of bike. I don't believe this is the main villain himself because the main villain himself is like a minifigure. But maybe this is like the master that main villain obeys. I have no idea. But this set looks really crazy. It does also come with Jay's mech, which is like this flying thing. Also kind of reminds me of the Tournament of Elements mech that Jay had way back when. But overall, this set really is interesting to me. I do like how big this bike is. And I think this set is going to be more worth it than the previous set that I was talking about with the 2 bikes. But of course, we can only wait and see again. But I do like how they're including a mech in there, and even though it kind of is similar to the Tournament of Elements J mech, it's not really too bad. And we do also get a 3rd minifigure, I believe, or I guess 2 minifigures and a big fig. I don't know if that's Cole or not, or maybe that's one of the Sons of Garmadon. You can't really tell because of the blurriness of this picture. Again, I'm kind of complaining, but it doesn't really look too bad. Also, I did forget to point out that the set release date for all these Sons of Garmadon sets are rumored to be January, as it says on the bottom, January. So I'm assuming this is all coming out in January, and you guys, of course, won't have to wait. But moving up on the page, we do get Lloyd's whatever this thing is. I guess it's like a car mobile, but this is one of my favorite sets in the entire wave. I told you guys in my set thoughts video, or not set thoughts video, what am I talking about? The Ninjago Season 8 clip thoughts video. That this was a really cool vehicle, and I really do like the design of it, and I was really hoping that they'd make a set out of it, and of course they did, and I think it looks really sleek. And of course you get a villain bike in this set. Why not? You know, they're throwing out all these vehicles and all of these bikes, so I guess why not include that. I can't really tell what's going on in the back there. It kind of looks like there's some kind of red floating ghost thingy, but I'm assuming that's one of the Oni masks. And then you also have another minifigure in the background. I'm assuming that's going to be one of the Ninja. Again, I don't know though, and maybe it might be one of the Sons of Garmadon, but I'm assuming that there's going to be a Son of Garmadon on the actual bike itself. Maybe that red floating thing is just like some glowing red techno blade kind of wheeled weapon that he's using against Lloyd. I honestly don't know, guys. Can't really tell from the image quality so far, but once we do get better images, I will be sure to inform you guys and upload a brand new video. And then the final set that we have right here is kind of like weird because it reminds me of the Sensei Yang dojo or whatever we got, the Erjutsu battle, I think, for Day of the Departed, that set, which I believe was a LEGO Store exclusive. But it's like really weird. It comes with the brand new style of Spinjitzu spinners that they're including in this wave. I'm going to be doing an entire separate video breaking down those spinner things. But it's really a weird set looking at it because it doesn't really look like it's too polished up and it's just like all over the place. I think this is going to be like a city scene where they can battle on the city streets. I see like a city light, of course, a traffic light up there. And I think I see some kind of cage and maybe like some kind of food stand, but I honestly really don't know, guys. But overall, if I was to like rate this set wave, I'd say it's a pretty decent set wave. Is it better than the Ninjago movie set wave? That is the question. I believe that the Ninjago movie set wave should be kind of distinguished as its own thing, not really as the Ninjago TV show. You know, the Ninjago movie set waves, you know, I mean, the sets themselves, they're really cool. But I think these should be actually more compared to the Hands of Time sets. And are these sets better than those? I don't really know, to be honest. I'm going to have to get better, good-looking quality images of these sets before, of course, do give you guys my opinions, like my hard thoughts on them. But, you know, just first glance at them, they don't really look too bad. I'm actually really excited for it. The main sets that I'm going to be excited for are the following. We have the huge Erjutsu kind of style house with the cavern at the bottom. We do have Lloyd's actual car mobile. We do got the 2 bikes with Zane and the huge bike with that demonic spike looking thingy, Big Fig. So overall, those 4 sets are what I'm really excited for. these Lloyd actual like Carmobile is probably one of the best Lego Ninjago vehicles that we've gotten, like hands down. So this is really promising for this wave. The actual cavern building itself too, like the biggest set in this wave, also looks really good. And I think it's might be like an actual like play set. I think it's like, I don't know, but I kind of like this set better than the Iron Doom. Honestly, guys, the Attack of the Iron Doom I think is a weaker set compared to this kind of elemental set. I really don't know, like, it's just bringing so much nostalgia to me, like the architecture and all that stuff. I think it looks really cool, and like a really cool play set with a bunch of play features just hidden in there. So I'm really looking forward to this entire wave. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe for more LEGO Ninjago videos coming, guys, each and every day. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.